tier 2 teams, I guess you can call these. So we'll see what happens, guys. This is going to be a very good game. I'm Mad King's Dota, and yeah, let's go, man. Lone Druid Sven gets banned out by friends. Kind of interesting, but Sven is a hero they have played a lot as a support hero, so maybe that's the reason behind it. I'm not sure. I think Cloud9 have picked it up maybe once or twice as well, so that may be what they're thinking about. They may want to secure themselves slaughter with this ban. And Earth Spirit Coddle gets taken away by Cloud9. They first pick Meepo, so this is one of the first games where I don't see Meepo being banned out instantly against Cloud9, and they will take that advantage and pick it up. Friends, pick up Underlord Winter Wyvern. You know, lots of ways to deal with the Meepo. Loads of AoE from the Underlord Pit of Malice is annoying for the Meepo as well, because it applies the root to all of the Meepos. And obviously Winter Wyvern.
5 seconds remaining.
Normally Winter Wyvern is one of those heroes that it's weird unless you're playing against something like a Chen push strategy where you really want to be able to defend. But against Meepo it's amazing, because Winter's Curse you don't even need to wait for a good situation. There's usually always very easy moments where the Meepo is going to have some of the other Meepos near him. You go for Winter's Curse, you follow up with like an Underlord Pit of Malice, Firestorm, etc, and then the Meepo is suddenly much easier to deal with. Friends, they ban out the Silencer next, as they have two, well, I guess not really big teamfight ultimates, but Winter Wyvern relies heavily on spells, Underlord as well, so if they were to be jumped by Meepo followed up with a global silence, then that is definitely annoying. And Cloud9, they have played a lot of silence in mid as well, so they could easily swoop that one in. Slaughter gets picked up by Cloud9 in the meantime as well. If Friends doesn't want it, then they will gladly take it for themselves. Most likely position for Slaughter.
10 seconds
I don't know actually. Cloud9 is one of the teams that do tend to run the less farm intensive offlaners, something like Spirit Breaker offlane, Slaughter offlane. So we'll see what happens. They could definitely pick it offlane as well.
Dire team pick.
Alright, let's see. Leshrac gets banned out by Cloud9. Shadow Fiend as well. Dazzle gets removed by Friends. Okay, they take away two of those very heavy armor heroes. That's kind of interesting. So far, I don't know. I guess Grave is a little bit annoying for against the Meepo, because you get Winter's Cursed, then the one Meepo who is being bashed by all of the other Meepos gets Graved, and it gets at least a little bit easier to buy him some seconds. Maybe that's what they're worried about. I'm not sure though. I don't feel like, yeah, Heal Bomb is also good, I suppose. So Dazzle definitely does have some offensive purpose as well with Meepo. And let's see, no Shadow Fiends. So Friends, they will have to go for something else in the mid lane. Doom gets picked up. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Doom. There's like an upside and a downside to Doom this game. The downside is you're playing against the Meepo, so if you Doom one Meepo, you still have the other Meepos who can shoot out nets, and they can like hit him, they can slow him, they can try and buy some time for the one Meepo that's doomed. So it's not really, you know, it's not an amazing thing. But if you're picking off Meepo, you try to get a kill on him quickly. He's isolated. Then you Doom one of the Meepos. You at least make sure he can't poof away from that little area on the map. So you know, if they're ahead, it's great at killing Meepo. If they're behind, then it really is not good to have a Doom on your team against Meepo. But they may have other ideas with it. We don't know if this is... I guess this is going to be position 4 Doom. And then... yeah, well, greedy position 4 hero. Obviously, by running around, eating creeps, and then trying to create some aggression on the map. Cloud9, they pick up the Jakiro next. Fancy pickup. Lots of burst
5
damage, lots of
seconds
push
remaining.
power with the liquid fire. They have run Jakiro as a mid hero multiple times as
Reserve
well,
time.
so they kind of don't show too much of what they want to do right now. When you have Meepo, you can very easily just go for a 4 protect 1 kind of strategy. You don't need to have a scaling mid hero. You don't need to have like a scaling offlane or whatever. You can go for just 4 heroes that fights all the time. The Meepo farms, and then 20 minutes into the game, he's level 20, has ages, he's ready to go, he's 6 slotted, you know, all of that good stuff. And then you just end the game very quickly. So I assume this is going to be potentially a call Jakiro. Friends, they pick up the Legion Commander.
Radiant
Good
team
response to
pick.
the Jakiro and Slaughter, obviously, as you can purge away the liquid fire, all the debuffs from the Jakiro in the laning phase, and well, whenever necessary, you can purge away the stuns. Slaughter, Crush, Corrosive Haze. You can even purge away the nets from
10
the Meepos, so you
remaining.
buy yourself or someone else maybe like a second longer. Sure, there's
5
more than one net
seconds
available, but if you take away the first net, then you know suddenly he has to react to that. He has to use another net,
Reserve
and
time.
maybe that gives you enough time. Also, another hero that could potentially kill Meepo very easily. Duel is another amazing single target spell to control the Meepo and try and kill him, but again, it's a dangerous thing because Legion Commander, he's good in the situation where you have one target that hits you and you hit him. But Meepo, you don't have that luxury. You have like a lot of Meepos who's trying to kill you. You can still poof with the other Meepos on top of the main Meepos, so it's only good if you can shut him down early. If he gets very farmed, then it becomes quickly almost impossible to make these 2 heroes work against Meepo. So I'm a little bit worried about Friends, but if they put enough aggression early game, then it is definitely possible. Urza gets picked up by
10
Cloud9,
seconds
another hero
remaining.
that they love to run, so I assume this is going to
Radiant
be...
team ban.
Well, I know Ace is always the one playing Meepo, so I assume it's going to be Ursa, potentially... Well, with the Legion Commander, they actually have to go Legion mid, so Ursa versus
10
Legion in the mid
seconds
lane,
remaining.
and Meepo goes safe lane. Most likely, they just rotate lanes, and
5
Baby Knight will be the
seconds
one playing the
remaining.
Ursa. I like the pickup, just a straight up counter pick to the Legion Commander, making sure they have a good hero against
Reserve time.
the Legion, good against the Underlord, good against the Doom as well in lanes, so it doesn't really matter how Friends decide to switch up the lanes, they will have a difficult time against that Ursa. That Ursa is pretty much just a free lane. You can maybe try and go for like a 2 versus 1 lane in the mid lane, like
Radiant
Winterwyre plus
team
Legion
pick.
versus the Ursa, but that makes the other lanes slightly vulnerable, so we'll see how they do this. Jakiro Slaughter will be the 2 supports, and Cloud9's final little pick after banning Weaver, and Darkseid was banned out by Friends. Cloud9, are they
10
going for an
seconds
offlane
remaining.
hero, or is it going to be an offlane Slaughter? That's what we find out now.
5 seconds remaining.
A Hesiodor hero, I mean, he's played a lot of Spirit Breaker.
Reserve
Could still
time.
be possible. It's actually not a bad Spirit Breaker game at all, because they don't have that many ways to stop him from charging. You can only use the Winter's Curse. I'm pretty sure Pit of Malice, it doesn't stop him when he's mid-charge. Like, you get rooted, but you don't, like, you still move, you know? Because charge is not, you don't physically move. It's a spell you use, so you don't get stopped when you're already using it. You just get that root on top of the charge, and then, you know... It's kind of weird, but it doesn't stop the charge for sure. I think, unless I remember wrong. I just in my head it's like I remember a game where I
10
was
seconds
Underlord against
remaining.
Spirit Breaker, and I was like, okay, he's charging me. I'll put down Pit of Malice, and then it's like, okay, I got
5
this,
seconds
and then he
remaining.
just charged through it, and I'm like, okay, never mind. Cloud9, they pick up the
Dire
Rubik
team
instead.
pick.
Makes sense as well. Like I said, they are one of the few teams that most likely could go for the Slaughter offlane, even though we really don't see that much anymore, but this is going to be one of those games.
10 seconds remaining.
I guess there's good steals this game. Rubik is always a nice hero. Pit of
5
Malice is amazing.
seconds
Firestorm,
remaining.
great burst. Splinter Blast, amazing burst as well to push out lanes, and that can give the Rubik a lot of solo farm as well. Stealing the duel, maybe not so amazing, but Doom, that's a great steal as well. Even if you can steal the Devour from the Doom, I mean, suddenly the Rubik is running around, he grabs an aura for himself, and he gets a lot of farm in the jungle as well, so there's a lot of options for the Rubik to go for both like an aggressive kind of nuke type of build with a Splinter Blast with the nuke spells that is generally on the side of Friends, and you can also just AFK farm with some of the spells depending on what you get. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. Alright guys, I hope you're pumped up. Invoke a last pick from Friends, as that is going to be their way to get some more late game stability. They do have a very early game focused draft other than the Invoker, but they also scale okay. I mean, Legion Commander scales nicely depending on whether or not you continue getting duels throughout the game. And Doom, well, Doom is a hero that always scales nicely. His Doom is always relevant, and he can get a lot of farm. He can do a lot of work with the farm he gets. Winter Wyvern, always relevant as well, because he just makes the enemy weak against themselves. And, well, same thing for the Underlord. The aura is always great, so yeah, overall I think it's pretty even at all points in the game for the two teams. It just depends how they lane this. And the way I see this is that Friends is the ones who have the difficult laning situation, because they need to put pressure on the Meepo. Obviously, you need to stop him from just farming like a crazy god. And at the same time, you need to worry about that Ursa, because whatever lane the Ursa goes into, Friends will have issues dealing with him. Because if you see, the 3 cores they have is 3 heroes that, well, I guess apart from the Invoker, but the other core heroes struggle against the Ursa, and Doom doesn't really do too well either. I assume it's going to be a mid matchup between the Meepo and the Invoker though. That makes most sense to me. Like, they send the Ursa to the safe lane against the Underlord. That is a fairly easy lane. The Meepo goes mid against the Invoker. Also an okay lane, not too much of an issue for the Meepo to get farm in that lane. The Rubik or the Jakiro can try and just, you know, go for a roaming duo kind of thing. And the best way that I like how Cloud9 runs the Meepo is Noya is playing Jakiro, so he's on a hero that can value heavily from getting early farm and getting early levels. And that's what they want to do. The Meepo is going to be in the lane until like 3-4 minutes, and then he goes away. Jakiro takes over the lane. He starts getting a lot of early levels. He may even be able to pressure the mid tower alone as a Jakiro. So yeah, that's what we want to see from the side of Cloud9. Friends, friends, friends. That draft is definitely interesting, but it kind of feels like it's a mix of, you know, heroes they're comfortable with and heroes that is good against Meepo, and then, you know, maybe not the greatest synergy between the heroes, but we'll see if they can make it work. I mean, counter picking sometimes works. Sometimes you put too much emphasis on counter picking, and sometimes it works completely fine. Bottom lane, we have the Doom on a mission. Puts down a little observer ward. He does have the second ward for the team as well. The Rubik is in the bottom lane as well. Just puts down a little aggressive lane ward. No worries about that. The rest of the team is moving out. Top lane we have the Jakiro moving in, putting down a ward as well. Puts down a little sentry as well that blocks a small camp, just to be as annoying as possible. Do they have any sentries? They should have 2 sentries, right? They have a sentry on the Winter Wyvern, and it looks like the other sentry is on the Doom, so they could potentially scout them out, find out where the wards are, depending on the power of guessing, because they didn't actually see anyone place the wards. The bottom ward is also a little bit hidden, just a scouting ward, and the last ward from the Doom has still not been placed. I'm not sure what he wants to do with this, but I assume this ward is... He probably wants to save the ward a little bit, because they want to get as much vision as possible on the Doom, what's it called, on the Meepo when he starts jungling. So if you can save an observer ward or 2 for, you know, a couple of seconds, that's not a bad idea. Hezro tries to go in, tries to contest the boundary rune of this Friends lineup, expecting that it's only the Legion and the Winter Wyvern sitting here, so you could just go in, crush, take the rune, and then walk up. But the Invoker was defending it with the rest of the team, as the Doom is so helpful enough to block the lane for him, so he doesn't need to be there fast. And for the bottom lane, it was the Underlord who took up that boundary rune. Interesting that they give a boundary rune to the Underlord, but I guess he has Boots of Speed level 1, so he wants to get that Stout Shield as quick as possible, and that boundary rune makes that possible, so his build is not completely awful.
This is ours.
I actually like the way they're doing that. I like that decision making a lot, because the thing about Underlord against Ursa is you pretty much have to go Boots, since he will go either Orb of Venom, Windlace, or Boots, or like a mix of the things, and he has Boots plus Wind He has boots and windlays, so if you didn't have boots on the Underlord, you would just be run down and killed very quickly. So giving him the bounty rune just gives him the start he needs to at least be able to sit in the lane a little bit. He's not getting too much experience, but he's able to get a couple of last hits with his Firestorm. He's leeching. He most likely will reach level 2 depending on whether or not the creeps gets denied. They will get denied, so almost level 2. He's fighting up against Rise as well, but he's not getting killed. That's the most important thing. He's not dying. As for the mid lane, well, Meepo versus Invoker even for now, but that is going to change very soon as the Meepo. We all know how this song goes. He will very quickly start just laning out of control. Top lane, the Slaughter and the Jakira's dual laning up against this Legion Commander plus the Winter Wyvern, as this is two very aggressive heroes versus, well, Legion Commander safe lane. That's a pretty tanky hero, but not an aggressive hero. And for the mid lane, Ace, what the hell? Alright, well, a net into a poof. That is first blood on the Invoker. I am not sure how that happened, but sometimes you just really do not respect what the Meepo can do, and this is one of those times, as the Meepo's poof damage is insane, so you really need to respect that, and suddenly he gets a solo kill. This is why they love picking Meepo, and this is why everyone bans Meepo against Cloud9. Like, I don't think I've ever seen, for the last maybe 1 or 2 months, I've never seen Meepo not first phase banned, so everyone really gives a lot of respect to Ace, as his Meepo performance has always been pretty good. And you can see he's already starting to do the thing he loves to do, you know, go in, double poof, go back. He's now shrining up just to get a little bit of mana on the Meepos, and he can very easily continue farming in the jungle. The Doom comes in, tries to be a little bit annoying, has to use his Scorched Earth, as that Meepo does way too much damage to just sit by idly. He's maybe trying to eat a creep or two just to be a little bit annoying against the Meepo, stop him from getting too much AFK farm, and he will do that. He will sit there as well just to see what the Meepo is doing, maybe trying to leech a little bit of experience in case he tries to finish some creeps. But all in all, that's the only thing he does. Lowlands have been a little bit greedy on his Doom as well this game. He's sitting on 9 last hits. He didn't really do anything but hit creeps in the jungle, so I guess they have a jungle hero this game on the side of Friends. All in all, Cloud9, they're the ones with a good start though. The Ursa's laning completely fine. He's free farming the bottom lane. The Slaughter's getting almost free farming the top lane as well against the Legion Commanders. The Legion Commander's barely able to sit in the lane. He's sitting on 12 lasts against the 18 of the Slaughter. And the Meepo against the Invoker mid lane, kind of even in terms of lasts right now, but it's still taking a time bomb. And the Underlord, obviously, he might as well be the position for this game, as except for just, you know, sitting in the lane with his boots of speed and then leech a little bit of experience, he can't really do much else. You can't go close because the Ursa can very easily just, you know, click his overpower, run you down, and then suddenly you die, which you do not want to have happening. Hello, Dance. He's still on the hunt. He takes the enemy's boundary rune, and maybe he's trying to look for the Meepo, as he knows he's somewhere around here. They have one ward put down already. That was the ward he was keeping on him from the start, so they have decent vision of the jungle, and they should have an idea of where the Meepo is at all times. In the meantime, in the mid lane, the Rubik runs into position, tries to leech a little bit, as he is the one who wanted to get that easy experience in the mid lane, but he ends up losing his life for it. Alright, I suppose that is one weakness of the Cloud9 draft. You know, you want to have one of your support heroes leech the lane while the Meepo is gone, and that is a moment that Friends can try and strike. You don't want to rotate the Invoker away from the lane. He needs to get his farm, but if you can get kills with the Invoker in his own lane on the support heroes, then that's nice. Top lane in the meantime though, the Winter Wyvern gets run down and gets killed by the Jakiro, as the Jakiro continues to put pressure on this tier 1 tower on the top lane. He does have a couple of skill points in Liquid Fire, and they want to slowly burn this tower down, and the Legion, sure, he can try and push back the creep wave, but it is slowly going to burn down, as this Jakiro is going to cause so many issues. The Slaughter's well very close to getting his level 6, as he has an Orb of Venom, he has a Poor Man's Shield, so he's ready to just go for fighting kind of style of build. And even if the Rubik dies, even if he dies once more, I mean, he's getting levels in the mid lane. The Invoker's trying his very best to deny all of the last hits, and he is successful at doing that, so it's not the most efficient leeching in the world, but it's good enough. Baby9 in the bottom lane, he's putting pressure on the lane as well, making sure that the Underlord does not get too much experience. He's almost level 6 though, so The Ursa needs to be careful. He's very low in terms of HP, and the Underlord does have enough mana to continue using Firestorm for a little while. He will go in, he will use another Firestorm. The Ursa drops on very, very low. He does have his enrage available, but he doesn't want to use it for nothing, as it looks like he'll just have to back himself up. They don't have a shrine active yet, so he'll have to walk himself all the way back to base. Oh, he will just pick up a boundary rune, and then everything is fine. He goes in, tries to see if there's a rune available in the mid area, but the Underlord took that away from him, so nope. No can do. Alright, let's see the Doom. Interesting way of walking, but you know, he's walking behind the towers again on the search of this Doom, of this, what's it called, Meepo in the jungle. The Meepo is kind of low, but I mean, you know, he has Hero Strike available. That is a very annoying spell to fight up against as a melee hero, so I don't know if he's ever going to be able to kill this Meepo. The Meepo is also, as we expect him to, laning very nicely. He's sitting on 57 lasties. He's slowly outlast hitting the Invoker. He is almost 1000 gold ahead of him, and it's going to get much worse very soon. Top lane, in the meantime, the Slaughter and the Jakiro is being forced back a little bit. They dodged out the Sunstrike, so there's not going to be any easy killing, but they need to be a little bit careful. They don't have a Shrine Heal available for the next couple of minutes, so they can't really do too much with it. Lower Dance goes into position again, trying to leech experience from this Meepo. I'm not sure if this is like, he's probably just like a mix of attempting to maybe kill the Meepo as well as just leech experience. Now he puts down a sentry to block that camp that the Meepo just farmed. He's really just doing his very best to limit the Meepo in terms of farming. He is running him down, he's following him, but he doesn't seem to find out why he's farming most of the time. Yeah, he's trying to leech his very best. The Meepo is like, dude, guys, I have this guy who's like literally following me around the whole map. Please do something about it. He's scary. This is the most BM thing a Meepo can do, though. You're sitting in the mid lane as a Rubik. You're like, okay, I'm getting 3 levels, and suddenly the Meepo decides to go mid, takes the creep waves in like half a second, and then you're like, okay, never mind. But it's alright, guys, it's alright. Net worth, what's it called, experience lead is still 2000 gold in favor. 2000 experience, sorry, in favor of Cloud9 and 1000 gold. As a Rubik, he's very close to his level 6. He's now smoked up, moving down towards the bottom area. Maybe he wants to try and set up on the Underlord, but the Underlord TPing top, trying to help his team. They go in, the Doom is already in position. They want to get this Jakiro kill. He is doing very well at just juking around. He does not. Oh, he tried to go for a TP out. That is not going to be happening. They get the duel off. That is going to be the first duel victory of the game, as the Jakiro drops down 2 for 2 so far in the game. Also, a lot of rotations being made for that Jakiro kill, though. Very many rotations. In the meantime, mid lane, the tower drops down from the Meepo, so they lose a support here, but they gain a tower forward, so I'm sure they're fine with that. And the tier 1 on the top lane is super low as well. The Jakiro could make a rotation to the bottom lane now and kill that tower, but it looks like he's fine with just laning top against the Legion Commander, and the Slaughter is the one making early rotations. He has his Tranquils, his Windlays, his Orb of Venom available as well. He's level 6. They want to get a tower. They want to get a kill in the bottom lane if they are able to. Let's see if they can. Alright. Looks like that's not happening. I like Ace's farming patterns. You know, you're farming one camp, you take one Meepo from one camp to the other, so you get that double proof value. And yeah, you know, everything is great. Everything is great. He's farming well in the mid lane, he's farming well everywhere.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looks like the Jakiro in the top lane may be a little bit in trouble. They do have the duel available. They want to hit him a couple of times before they go for the duel. Oh, he tried to just straight up go for the duel. Let's see. They do have a Sunstrike available as well. They should be able to get an easy kill. They go for a Sunstrike and they get the duel kill. As the Jakiro will drop down yet again. Nice kill from the Legion. That's the second duel victory of the game. The only issue about this is they have to start turning these small kills on the support heroes of Cloud9 into like big rotations on either the Meepo or the Ursa, because they are both farming crazy good. As the Ursa, he's sitting on a blink now with his face boots. He is roughly 1000 gold ahead of the Legion Commander. The Meepo is 1000 gold ahead of the Invoker as well. The Underlord is a little bit ahead of the Slaughter in terms of farm, but The Slaughter has not really been the main farm in the top lane. They've kind of shared that little situation between the Slaughter as well as the Jakiro. Now they're pinging the Big Gnome. They go in with a blink initiation. Big Gnome maybe a little bit in trouble. They slow him down. He tries to walk himself away. They do have that Slaughter speed available. They go in. They get a crush off. They try to bring him down. He gets Cold Embrace in the meantime. He can continue hitting him. Not sure why he stopped hitting him. I'm pretty sure you still get the stacks, but either way, they get the kill. It's not a problem. Very nice rotation, abusing the blink instantly as you pick it up on the Ursa boy. Rice goes in, sends away Aloha Dance. He does have his Doom available, so he does want to try and use it for something. We'll see where they can make a rotation. The Ursa and the Slaughter is on the move in the top area. They see the Doom. They use the scan form as well. They should be able to get a quick jump on him. Let's see if they can get the kill. They go in. They slow him up. They try to burn him down. Crush comes out. The Doom will be taken down. He doesn't get a chance to use his spells whatsoever. As maybe he could have turned around, got a Doom off, and then the Legion could have gotten a turnaround kill. But no, that is not happening. He dies way too fast. 2 dead on the side of F.R.I.E.N.D.S. suddenly as Cloud9. They are starting their steamrollers. This is what we want to see from them. The Meepo is farming, well, as much as you want him to. He is sitting on 2 Dragon Lances right now. He has threats on top of that. He's working towards his blink next, so he may be able to start making some pickoffs of his own. In the meantime, the Underlord spots him out, tries to go for a bounty rune as well. The Meepo is pushing out the mid lane. The Winter Wyvern could try and set up with a Winter's Curse if he wants to. Let's see, does he go for it? Oh, he goes for Winter's Curse. Is it going to be good enough? Sunstrike comes out as well. Splinter Blast is not enough to burn down the Meepo. He goes for a poof out. The Root comes out, stops him from channeling. They will burn him down. Very nice play from Afterlife, as that Pit of Malice is very nice. Stops the Meepo from using his... it's obviously not a stun, but it stops the channeling of the poof, so you have to reuse it.
Regeneration.
Very nicely done there. Nice pick off. Meepo dying is always an important thing. Now Aloha Dance gets jumped by the Ursa. He goes in and tries to burn him down, but the Doom comes out and the Ursa is going to be the one in trouble as he burns down to the power and the might of the Invoker. As the Jakiro may be the next one to fall. Looks like the Doom needs to be a little bit careful. The Slaughter gets controlled in the Pit of Malice. He gets taken down as well. 3 people dead on the side of Cloud9 as F.R.I.E.N.D.S. They're finally pushing them back. They're fighting back. They go in. They get a duel off on the Rubik. Sunstrike comes out to follow it up. They win the duel as Big Gnome gets another duel victory. 3 duel victories so far. Bonus kill. And they can take the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane on top of that. That's the first tower they bring down as well. So all in all, good fight and good tower pushes coming out now from the side of F.R.I.E.N.D.S. And that's pretty much all off the back of getting that Meepo kill. When you get the kill on the Meepo, you don't fear the potential like turnaround blink into fireman poof initiation from the Meepo. He doesn't have a blink just yet, but you never really know, right? You never really know. In the meantime, Sunstrike came out on Roshan. They did it a little bit too early though, as now Ursa and Meepo, they're both moving in just after the Sunstrike vision ended, and they will be able to take it down incredibly fast. As both the Meepo, you have Corrosive Haze from the Starlight, you have Meepo, you have Ursa. Like, this is probably the fastest Roshan lineup you can possibly imagine. Alright, Roche drops down to the side of Cloud9. They will pick it up on Mr. Meepo as... Well, this is probably one of the only matchups where the Ursa is not like the most important Aegis carrier. It's kind of annoying for the Ursa not having Aegis, because the way you want to abuse Aegis this game is you go in, you tank the Doom from the Doom, and then you die, Aegis respawns, and you can get a couple of kills. But since you have Meepo, he's the one who needs it the most. You really do not want to play Meepo aggressively without having Aegis on you. He is sitting ready in the top lane. He wants to jump this Underlord, but the Underlord, he knows that the Meepo could be around there, so he's playing very safe. And there's not really anything wrong with playing safe. I mean, when you use Firestorm and you don't hit the creeps, you maybe lose 1 or 2 creeps in that little situation. But if you lose 2 creeps and you don't die, as to getting all 4 creeps and then dying, you know, we both know what situation is best. Underlord does have his mechanism completed now as well, so they are ready for something great. Buckler, he's moving towards a Veil next, as they have a lot of magical damage on that team. Pretty much every single hero on the side has a lot of magic burst, so that's not a bad item for sure. Gives you a lot of armor, gives you a good amount of stats, good damage with the Veil, obviously. The Legion Commander does have his armlet completed as well. He's a safe lane Legion, so it's very usual to get a little damage item before anything else. He does TP out as well, as they were trying to get a kill on him with the Ursa, but that didn't happen. In the meantime, the Ursa jumps into the bottom area. The Doom is still in position. He does have a TP available in case of emergency. I'm not sure if BabyKnight should be fearing anything though. He will just walk himself away. He's working towards a Basher next. The Slaughter has his blink completed as well now, so let's do a little quick item check. The Meepo, blink, double Dragonlance. He's working towards a Hex next. Ursa almost a bash on top of his blink. Not the greatest item progression in the world, but he's still ahead of the Legion Commander. The Jakiro is trying to finish his Eels, very close to finishing it. In the meantime, the Invoker, Midas, Acronyms, almost Travel Boots on top of that. Kind of insanely farmed on Yoku. Only 500 gold behind of the Meepo, that's very well done. The Winter Wyvern is trying to finish a Medallion. Doom still moving towards that Veil. The Underlord, well, Guardian Greaves is going to be his first item to finish. Makes sense. There's a lot of spells you can purge this game. Corrosive Haze, Slow from the Ursa, the damage over time effects of the Jakiro. You can purge away the Earthbind from the Meepo as well. Oh, looks like the Underlord may be a little bit in trouble in the top lane. Pit of Madness comes out. Sunstrike comes out as well onto Noya. Noya will be taken down. The Underlord may be a little bit in trouble himself, but the duel comes out from the Legion Commander. They bring down the Meepo the first time. The Ursa goes in, gets that kill on the Underlord, but they've already lost two. The Aegis gets a respawn on the Meepo. He gets this on. He's stuck in the ice field, and he may be burning down here. Ace, one more hit off from the Invoker will be enough to kill him. The Splinter Blast comes out, and the Meepo dies the second time. They lose the Rubik as well, as they stole the Doom, shot it back onto the Doom, but they don't really get the best trade in the world. They lost the Aegis on the Meepo. They lost the Meepo the second time, and the only kill they got was the Underlord. That proves how amazing Underlord is against Meepo this game. I mean, they have a lot of heroes that is good against Meepo. The Legion Commander, if he's fat enough, he can just go in, he can deal one of the Meepos, make sure that the Meepo is always going to be stuck there, and then, well, they can easily get a kill. The Pit of Malice is a super annoying spell for the Meepo because it keeps all the Meepos in place. And it gets kind of difficult to hit people with 4 or 5 Meepos when you're in a Pit of Malice, because it's unlikely that they're all going to be around the target so you can hit them, so some of them is going to be unable to hit anything because of the range. So yeah, all in all, very nicely done from the Underlord, trading his life nicely. The Legion Commander will pick up his blink momentarily. The Doom will pick up that Veil soon enough as well. The Winter One has that medallion completed, so whoever the Legion goes on, whichever of the Meepos gets targeted, is going to be much easier to kill with a Medallion of Courage. And what else? Invoker, Travel Boot, he's working towards an Eel Scepter next. Another potential setup for kills. It's always nice. Also to buy you some more time in case you're the one getting jumped on, because the Invoker doesn't really have any defensive thing he can do except for items against Meepo. If you get jumped, it doesn't matter if you go invisible with the Ghost Walk, because the Earthbind gives vision. So the only choice he has is to get items that can solve that issue. The Underlord in the mid lane gets jumped by BabyKnight. He tries to get a kill on him, needs one more hit as Afterlife gets a nice Pit of Malice off, and they decide to just back up as they don't want to chase. They know there's going to be rotations coming out. If they didn't get the kill instantly, then they're not going to get the kill at all. In the meantime, the rest of Friends, they're smoked up, they're moving around. Cold Embrace comes out on Afterlife, trying to heal him back up as they want him to be part of the fight. And the Invoker's in the bottom lane trying to push this out. Looks like they just want to go for a casual tower push, maybe take a couple of creeps. That is going to be the only thing they do. The Jakiro in the meantime, top lane, pushes this out slowly.
Top tower is under attack.
Let's see. The Ursa decided to not go for a Basher in the end. He's changing his build. He wants to go for Lincoln Sphere instead, as that Doom is very annoying against him. Also good for the Lincoln Sphere, obviously, against the duel, but the main purpose is just not to be doomed. That is his purpose. They will trade towers. Tier 2 in the bottom lane drops down. Tier 2 in the top lane drops down as well. In the meantime, Meepo's trying his very best to farm everywhere, as he still needs a little bit more gold before his hex is completed, but it's going to be online very soon.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Alright, let's see. Net worth wise, there's not really a net worth lead on any side, as both teams, they're very even right now. Let's see bottom lane. They're trying to make a rotation in here. They want to try and pick a fight, as they saw a couple of heroes TP back. They see Yoku in the top lane, so they feel confident about taking a fight. The Underlord does have a TP available in case of emergency. Hezron runs in, finds him, spots him out. They may get a quick duel on Hezron in the meantime here, though. They get a duel off. The Sunstrike comes out. The TP out with the Dark Rift, and they baited the slaughter. Very good. He gets out as well. They got a quick little duel pick off on the slaughter, and they get everyone back home. So no worries, no worries. Calculated risk. I like that play. In the meantime, top lane, the Jakiro is going to be a little bit in trouble. Yoku goes for a little frost wall. He actually decides to walk away from the Jakiro as they have vision of this Meepo moving in with that little observer wall. So he decides this is not going to be worth it. They walk away. They try maybe to bait a little bit more, but he decides, you know, it's not worth it. If I can't get a kill quickly enough, then I don't need to risk anything. He's the most farmed hero in the game anyways, so if he dies, that could be an issue. The Underlord is moving towards a 4-star next, as he wants to get some space between him and the Meepo, him and the Ursa. As both of these heroes, they don't really deal too well with heavy 4-stars. Like if you have like 2 or 3 4-stars on your team, then you can very easily just kite them around. Winter Wyvern, does he pick up something big? Nah, just sentry walls for now. Alright, let's see. The Doom has a veil complete. He's working towards a blink next.
This will do.
Invisibility.
Roga, Shroud Boots, Eels. Next item is going to be the Lincoln Sphere as well. Not a bad item. I mean, he knows that the Hex is coming up from the Meepo, so obviously to block the Hex is important for the Invoker. And other spells, Lift is annoying. The Ursa, if he ever were to get an Abyssal Blade, I suppose. Yoku is going to be the target of Baby Knight, but I mean, Baby Knight, he's all alone right now. He does have a haste burn available. Lincoln Sphere is up as well. He decides to follow the Doom instead, maybe the Winter Wyvern, but all of these heroes is kind of annoying to kill if they get a quick reaction. So Baby Knight, he does need the help of his team. They go in, they get a jump on the Winter Wyvern. They try to follow up on the Doom. They get one kill. They may be able to get the second one as well, as the Doom tries desperately to get his ultimate off. Doesn't happen though. Baby Knight in the meantime gets hit by the Meteor. Doesn't take any damage though, so everything is fine. His one tries to follow up on Yoku. Ends up being lifted up into the air. Bignum goes in, gets a duel off. Looks like the Thara has asked for a little bit too much. He will be taken down. They try to TP out on the Underlord in the meantime. Do they survive? No, Yoku gets taken down. The Legion dies as well as the Ursa. They got so many kills. The Meepo gets one kill on... The Meepo gets one kill on the Legion Commander. The Ursa finds the Invoker in the back lines, and suddenly everything just goes wrong. Alpha was like, okay, I need to save everyone here, but he ends up saving no one. That is not good. Not good at all. And what kind of time is this? It is Roshan number 2 time, as that should be fairly easy for the side of Cloud9 to finish up. Very nice fight for them, finally getting to use that Meepo a little bit better in the team fights. Hex doing a lot of work, he's working towards the Skadi next. The Ursa does pick up almost a full bash in that fight as well. Very close to finishing that. The Rubik could have a blink very soon as well. They go in aggressive. They try to catch the Winter Wyvern in the back lines. They know someone is back here as they see it with an Observer Ward. He walks away, but that is not going to be close enough to get a kill. Hezron does have a blink available in 4 seconds, but he decides to back himself up. He's working towards an Arnold himself next, as he wants to scale into a right clicker. Surprisingly enough, in the meantime, Doom in the bottom lane, he gets spotted out. They see him, they know where he's hiding, and they get a stun off. They should be able to get this kill easily as the Doom burns down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright. Alright, guys. Back to the action. Let's see. The blink is very close to being completed by the Rubik. If they get this tower, he can pick it up, so that's what he's waiting for. He doesn't want to do anything too rash before he picks up that blink. You don't want to lose that value of gold. Blink gets purchased now, so let's see if they continue going. They do have the Aegis on the Meepo. Obviously, he's sitting in the top lane with a real Meepo. In case someone shows up, he can go on them, get a kill on them. In the meantime, bottom lane, Hezron TP's out. Doesn't want to be part of this. Poof comes out from C9's Meepo as well. Oh, barely gets out. As Bigman was trying finally get a little bit closer to him. The Meepo maybe a little bit in danger anyways, as they actually find it. They get a duel off. Ursa goes in onto the Legion commander. They try to win the duel. That is not going to be happening though, as Bignum survives. Cold Embrace makes sure the Ursa gets absolutely no damage off onto the Legion commander. Here comes the Winter's Curse as Meepo bashes himself. Splinter Blast as well. The overwhelming odds for the Legion commander. They go back in. Ace drops down a second time, as that is just all too easy for Friends to control him and keep him in the fight for a long time. Again, the Aegis drops, the Meepo dies afterwards, and they get nothing for it. The Invoker is now on the chase. He wants to get another kill. He finds Rise. That should be easy. Alright, he gets lifted up into the air, but Bignum goes in, blinks forward, gets a couple of hits off, gets the kill. The Legion commander in the meantime maybe a little bit in trouble. The Winter Iron is a little bit further away. Bignum burning down a little bit. He does have his armor available. TB comes in from the Ursa. He wants to get a kill here. He gets a kill on him as Baby Knight. The greed pays off, but now he may be dead as he jumps right into the jaw of the Unlord, as well as the Doom on a lower dance. And the Tornado comes out. Jakiro gets lifted up into the air. The Ursa dies. Self-heals by the Jakiro, keeping him alive for a couple more seconds, but that is all he gets, as that is a full 5-man team up inside of Cloud9. They lost everyone.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They lost everyone. They will lose the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. The tier 2 tower should probably also fall. They might even lose a little bit of HP on the tier 3 tower. They do have fortification available, but that's still 20 seconds without no Ursa, without no Meepo. So we'll see how much damage Friends can do. They have won a very good team fight, as again, C9, they almost got to a 6,000 net worth lead, and now that has all gone away as Friends. They have taken the net worth back. They've taken the towers back. They could decide to backdoor the top tower if they wanted to. I mean, at this point, those tier 1 towers, they are really just a nuisance that needs to get dealt with. So we'll see whether they opt to do what they opt to do. Looks like they want to just play safe. They don't want to be too rash without the Doom available. And, well, I guess they have all of their spells available pretty much, except for the Doom. That is the only thing they don't have right now. The Doom almost picks up a full Crimson Guard just to give them some more tankiness. That's always a nice item. Meepo in the meantime jumps up to the top lane. He is available to jump on the Legion, but he doesn't want to do this. The Doom is in position as well. They're moving up with the Invoker, so this is too greedy, and they realize that. The Slaughter still moving towards that armlet. Very close, but I'm not sure how much an armlet is going to change for the Slaughter at this point. I mean, he's super underfarmed. He doesn't really do that much damage anyway. Slaughter is one of the weakest damage-wise offlaners in the game. He really does not do much other than just, you know, jump, crush, corrosive haste, and then let someone else do the damage. But I guess this game he just has to get some damage off somehow. Yours as well. Lincoln Sphere, Basher complete. He's working towards a BKB next. The Rubik with his blink, and Jakiro, what does he have? Medallion, almost a solar crest completed, so he wants to go for that crest as well. Follow the footsteps of the Winter Wyvern. And on the side of Friends, the Winter Wyvern is working towards a blink, needs 1,000 more gold. Doom with the Crimson Guard he just picked up. The Legion Commander has his own blink and a full BKB in his stash. The Invoker, Gem, Lincoln Sphere, halfway towards an Oxmarine Core as well as a tier 2 tower in the top lane. Gets worked on a little bit. Ursa does have his overpower available. The Meepo is smoked up with the rest of the team. They're moving in from the side. Ursa goes in, starts the fight. He needs to continue. He has his Lincoln Sphere available. Goes for his enrage. The Doom comes out on him. He may be a little bit in trouble here. The Meepo jumps in, but the duel comes out, and the Meepo will burn down as the Legion took almost no damage. Yoku survives as well on the Invoker. They lose the Meepo. The Doom on the Ursa keeps him out of this fight for a little bit longer. Blink away from Rise on the Rubik. He will survive. They lose the Slaughter though. They lose the Meepo, and this could potentially be a buyback forced out by the Meepo.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top
That could be dangerous, guys. That could be dangerous. Let's see. The Meepo is dead for 60 more seconds. They want to pressure the tier 3 tower. They don't have anything like an Aegis, but they feel confident anyways. They have Gem. They have Lincoln Sphere on the Invoker. He's ready to go. Tornado on the Earth. He gets controlled. He tries to go and he has his enrage available in case of emergency. He may have to use it. He pops it. He turns around. He tries to go on the Bignum, but the Pit of Malice, the slows as well. The Ice Wall. Everything is just keeping Baby Knight under control very nicely. He's still alive. The Shrine gets used. He gets healed up. Baby Knight jumps back in. Tries to get a jump onto the Doom. The duel comes out from Bignum. Gets a kill on the Slaughter as he drops down yet again. Buyback comes out from the Meepo. Goes back in. The Doom is going to be the first target to drop down. Nets comes out. The Winter Wyvern gets controlled. He may be the second casualty. The Pit of Malice is super annoying, but it's not going to be good enough as the Meepo will slowly bash that guy to death. Afterlife tries to go for a TP back out. He will get a TP out, and they only lose the 2 heroes. They only lose the 2 supports.
Nothing gains. 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 Noth
Dire's bottom tower.
None of them were the ones carrying the gem anyways. It was the Invoker, so they don't really lose that much there. They force out a Meepo buyback. They get the Ursa kill. They get the Slaughter kill. And, well, yeah, they force out a fortification as well. So all in all, that is a very nice win for the side of Friends. It's not like a huge game-winning thing, but Meepo is now sitting on 6 minutes without buyback. He still doesn't have his Skadi completed 30 minutes into the game. It's very unusual to not see like at least 2 5k items on a Meepo at this point, but that's just because they've done a very nice job at killing him every single fight. Alright guys. Ooh. Tense fight. 118 dual damage on the Legion Commander. He's working towards an Assault Crest next. Just to, you know, tank up a little bit. Good for him, good for the Invoker, good for everyone. The Doom, next item for him. He did decide to not go for the Blink earlier, but I guess at this point you could easily follow up with a Blink. Maybe go for something like a, I don't know, a Shivas would also be great. Lotus Orb is good. Even an Aghanim Scepter at this point, just to have that extra time on the Ursa, because you saw the Ursa in the last fight. They get the Doom off on him, and well, he doesn't die from the Doom, but he is useless for like a good 30 to 40 seconds, and that is a long time to not have your big source of damage available in the fight. The Underlord almost has the Lotus Orb completed. Top lane looks like the Meepo goes in, gets a jump on the Invoker. They get a nice jump. The Starter gets doomed by the Doom. Invoker tries to get himself away. Nice Winter's Curse by the Winter Wyvern. Amazing initiation from Afterlife on that Underlord, TPing in the support rotations with the Underlord as well as the Winter Wyvern. They get that turnaround kill, and they don't lose the Invoker even. Let's see, it looks like the Ursa tried to go on pick them in the meantime. The duel is available. They go for a duel, and they get a kill on the Ursa as well, as 2 people drop down on the side of Cloud9. The rest of the heroes is going to be chased. Looks like the Jakiro will survive, but the Rubik is definitely not going to have that luxury. Alright guys, so turns out Friends, they are not afraid of that Meepo. Makes sense, makes sense.
Soldier's fortune.
Alright. Good stuff again. I mean, Winter Wyvern is just such an amazing hero against Meepo. It is a scary good hero. That ultimate really just kills him every single time. And the thing is, you can't really play Meepo without trying to jump in with all Meepos to kill one person. And the second you do that, the Winter's Curse will come out from the Winter Wyvern, and you pretty much kill your, if the Meepo gets hit by all of the other Meepos, he pretty much takes away like 2/3 of his own HP, like no problem. He doesn't need any help to do that, so they need a very, very limited amount of burst damage to actually kill the Meepo. Meantime, bottom lane, his run is trying to just rat a little bit. I mean, they can't really defend this building until the Meepo is back up, so I guess there's no point trying to. He will TP back now. They lost some Metarax in the top lane. Mid lane will be worked on next. Looks like they may lose another set of frags. Ursa goes in, but the Pit of Malice controls him. He gets healed up as well. The Roof comes out again. The Rage keeps him alive. He gets a kill on the Legion Commander in the meantime. The Doom pops his Crimson Guard. Will be alive. Everyone is still surviving inside of Friends except for the Legion. They lost that gem. They want to pick it back up. The Winter Wyvern goes for self-cold embrace. They try to TP out on the Underlord. They get everyone out as they just decided to hold their ground. Go for TP out with that Underlord, and they claim the gem. They don't lose anything too important. That was Noya's gem on the Jakiro as well, so another gem taken away from the side of Cloud9. They even bought back Hesiger run, so it's just, you know, bad on worse. The Ursa will be spotted out in the pit in the meantime. They do have a buyback available on the Legion Commander, but Roshan is still down for 30 seconds, so it fits the timing that the Legion Commander needs to respawn. Alright. I love this duo from the side of Friends, actually. Legion Commander with Winter Wyvern. It fits so nicely, because if you have other heroes that can do the damage against the Meepo, it's great. And even in the case that the Legion cannot kill Meepo alone, you can just cold embrace him and he doesn't take any damage. So the duel just functions as a stun. Yoku now gets cold embrace. They don't have any damage to burn through him. Doom comes out from the Doom. Doom gets stolen by Rise on the Rubik. He turns around on the Invoker. Looks like the Invoker may be a little bit in trouble, but the Meepo in the backlines gets taken down as he cannot get the kill on the Invoker. In the meantime, the Invoker may run down the Rubik. He's just standing his ground, but he will now go for the chase. Let's see, does he go in? No, it's not going to be in time. They lost 4 heroes again on the side of Cloud9 though, as it's just too much. It's just too much at this point. I mean, the net worth is 15,000 gold in favor of Friends. They have too many strong heroes. The Cold Embrace makes pretty much all of the damage from Cloud9 disappear. I mean, sure, the Jakiro can do a lot of damage with Macro Fire, but Ursa does no damage through Cold Embrace. The Meepo does a very limited amount of damage through Cold Embrace past 30 minutes. So yeah, that's the end, guys. GG gets called. Cloud9, they will admit defeat as the last set of frags is dropping down in the bottom lane, and that is game 1 going to the side of Friends, as they baited that Meepo pick real good, and they countered it nicely. Cloud9, guys, they will take the first dive. Let's see if they can come back. It is a best of 3 series, so they still have a chance to turn things around. Game 2 will come up in just a second. I hope you enjoyed the first game. I'm Matt Kingstota. You can follow me on my Twitter at Matt Kingstota. Obviously, you can see it on the screen. Everything is good. Let's go for the next game, boys.
Paints like a picture, sings like a melody. Law of attraction feels like chemistry. Yeah, it's a jungle out in the street. You gotta fight for the things you need. Every direction is lost to fate. Somewhere this where it changes. I know it's all of the emotion hit me in the moment. I know it's you. attraction feels like chemistry. Yeah, it's a jungle out in the street. You gotta fight for the things you need. Every direction is lost to fate. Somewhere they swear it changes. I know it's all of the emotion hit me in the moment. I know it's you. Every misconnection somehow was a blessing. I know it's I know it's
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it